The night Mbappe wrote history. France vs Sweden, World Cup 2026, round of 32, MetLife Stadium, New Jersey. Sometimes a match is not just a match. Sometimes it becomes a chain of memories, pain, and destiny tied to one human being. On the night of June 30th, 2026, 80,663 spectators filled MetLife Stadium. They had no idea that over the next 90 minutes, they would witness a piece of history with their own eyes. But this story doesn't begin inside the stadium. It begins with an empty coaching bench. The mystery of the empty seat. France head coach Didier Deschamps had missed the final group stage match of the tournament. The reason was deeply personal. His mother had passed away, and he had returned to Europe to say his final goodbye. Tonight, in this round of 32 clash, Deschamps was back in the dugout for the first time. And everyone in the French squad knew it. This match was not just about winning. A nervous beginning. The match kicked off, and early on, Sweden created danger. Alexander Isak found space and fired a shot, but it went straight into the hands of France goalkeeper Mike Maignan. A brief hush fell over the stadium. Could Sweden pull off an upset? Then France began to push forward. Twice denied, once delivered. 20th minute. Kylian Mbappe breaks through the Swedish defense and races toward goal.
He shoots.
The ball slips past goalkeeper Zetterstrom.
Goal.
But the flag goes up. Offside. The stadium's roar dies instantly. Mbappe holds his head in disbelief. Minutes later, another chance. This time, a first-time effort from Mbappe crashes off the post. So close, yet so far. Was this night not meant for him? Then Michael Ollis attempts an acrobatic overhead kick, one that could have been the goal of the tournament. Again, the ball strikes the post. Ousmane Dembele sends the rebound wide. 2 shots off the post. 1 disallowed goal. Sweden were still alive. But every miss felt like a countdown, as if destiny was waiting for the perfect moment. The moment before halftime. 45th minute. Just before the break, France earn a short corner. The ball reaches Dembele, who slides it to Mbappe. Mbappe drops Sweden's star defender Viktor Gyökeres to the ground with a sharp feint, then unleashes a powerful curling shot into the right corner.
Goal. At last.
The ball hits the net. Mbappe sprints straight toward Deschamps. 2 eyes full of emotion. A coach who had lost his mother. A player standing by his side. They know they're never alone with us, Mbappe would later say. Halftime whistle. France 1-0 Sweden. But this was only the beginning. Sweden's last golden chance. The second half begins, and immediately Sweden get a golden opportunity. Anthony Elanga sends in a low cross. The ball reaches Elliot Stroud, standing right in front of goal. The world expects the equalizer. Stroud shoots
high
and wide over the crossbar. Swedish fans clutch their heads in disbelief. That was the moment that could have changed everything. But it didn't. And when one team wastes its biggest chance, the other punishes it. The pass between the legs. 53rd minute. Michael Ollis drives forward with the ball. Defender Gustav Lagerbielke steps up. Ollis plays a through ball, straight between Lagerbielke's legs, as if the defense didn't exist. The ball reaches Bradley Barcola, who fires it into the net without hesitation. 2-0 France. France were now in control, but one chapter remained unfinished. The record-breaking moment. 74th minute. Ollis, who had dominated the match with his creativity, delivers another perfectly weighted pass. Mbappe collects it, lifts his shot, and chips the ball into the far corner over the goalkeeper, a finish reminiscent of Thierry Henry. 3-0. Mbappe again. But this wasn't just another goal. It was Mbappe's 9th goal in World Cup knockout stages, a new all-time record, surpassing Brazilian legends Leonidas and Ronaldo. He now stood just 1 goal behind Lionel Messi's all-time World Cup scoring record. The entire stadium knew it was witnessing something special. The chance that turned to dust. In the final moments, Sweden's Viktor Gyökeres finds himself one-on-one with Maignan, Sweden's last real chance. He shoots straight into the goalkeeper's hands. No consolation goal. No redemption. Final whistle. France 3-0 Sweden. The eyes that said everything. As the whistle blows, Mbappe stands with his teammates, but his gaze keeps drifting back toward Deschamps. This was France's biggest World Cup knockout win since the 1998 final, when they defeated Brazil 3-0 to lift their first-ever World Cup. A coincidence? Or destiny playing a silent trick? With this victory, France move on to face Paraguay in the round of 16, July 4th in Philadelphia. Numbers that shock. Mbappe, 6 goals in the tournament, level with Messi. Mbappe, most goals in World Cup knockout history, 9. Alles, 5 assists, the most by any player in a single World Cup since 1994. France scored at least 3 goals in 5 consecutive matches, a historic first. Zetterstrom, 9 saves. Without him, the scoreline could have been far worse. Final words. This was not just a 3-0 win. It was a story where a coach returned to his empty seat, a player turned pain into goals, and a record fell. One that may stand for years. France now await Paraguay. But the world is asking only one question. Will Mbappe break Messi's record too? The answer awaits in the matches to come.